There's a lot of cursing going on. That stuff happened. You mother, honking the horns and all. You wouldn't act like that.
Right.
But it's you're a little bit more anonymous, and online you're completely anonymous sometimes. You know, you're just a username on something.
And here's the thing: you can do fake profiles. Like, you never know who it is digging at you.
That's true.
For real.
You get pictures getting leaked. Like with the young girls, they send a picture. They just doing what they see on BT. They gonna Snapchat. They gonna get in the DM. But somebody will share it, expose it, and that's the end.
And this is just for kids, right? Because Trey is talking about his wife bullies him. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Trey.
That's a whole nother conference, Trey. That's gonna happen.
She don't bully you, Trey. Suck it up. You from New York.
That's how wife.
That's wife.
In November we'll talk about that when we're not shaving.
I feel like just for making that comment, the bullying's kind of deserved.
Yeah.
I used to get bullied in high school by this dude, but I couldn't really get offended by him because, like you said, it's about the relationship. And he used to get on my chin hairs, right? And then I seen him like
in
years.
high school.
In high school, shut up, Teddy. So I went back and I seen him when I had seen him walking, so I stopped and gave him a ride. I'm like, "What's up, Chad?" It's like, "Man, see, I ain't seen you in years. I've been at least 10 years. It's good to see you finally grew into your chin hair." And I was like, "You still on that? You still on it?
Now get out and walk."
Right.
Have a nice walk.
That was funny. I'm gonna laugh all the way
But
home.
you don't know, but that really affected me. I used to go home and try to shave. My mom be like, "No, you can't shave it because when you get 35, it's gonna, you know." And then I know what she was meaning.
It'll be a Fu Manchu.
You know, but that stuff wasn't fair.
He did not say Fu Manchu.
I can laugh. I don't care.
No, but it's I was the Fu Manchu. I think you're beautiful and you're wonderful. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, Teddy.
I was just narrating. Backup sound.
You was trying to give the visual through sound.
Right.
I was painting the picture as being described.
So, Eric, I have a question. Are you getting a lot of support from the schools that you reach out to? A lot of schools like say, okay, I know we that's probably too much, but I was just wondering. My wish and my desire is that everyone that you reach out to will be like, "We got you, we support it, and it's much needed." So we're just gonna hope that maybe one. I mean, I don't know.
I've been reaching out, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, just like I reached out to you guys. So I've been reaching out. I don't know why. I feel like it should be a lot of support, especially when it's about saving a life. And every day we're sharing a new article of a kid committing suicide and dying. So I'm just like, at what point do we stop? But it's going to take, unfortunately, for somebody we know, child, to do it. Then it's going to be like, oh my gosh, everybody stand up. But it shouldn't be like that, because the reality of it is we already have families hurting. We already have moms hurting. I have moms right now who are watching and listening to us right now because this is what they're going through. They just maybe took their child home from the hospital, or their child. I know people whose child's there right now.
I just had a great idea. Okay. Yes, I didn't want to say it because I might want to mess that word up. But yeah, Tiffany.
You're not going to say the words.
You did, right. And then when you say it wrong, it's cute. But if I miss it. Anyways,
go ahead,
peep this out.
Yes.
Bishop.
Don Juan?
No, our Bishop Fowler.
Okay.
And Lance. What is the organization? Ambassadors of Encouragement.
Nice.
Ambassadors of Hope.
Man, I thought it was encouragement.
Ambassadors. But they're ambassadors.
AOE.
AOE, Ambassador of Encouragement. I think it'll be a good look to maybe connect them and see. That would be awesome too. And then that opens up to a whole new group of people that you might haven't talked to, which is outside of social media, because we got to get in these streets.
There you go. And see, for me, when God gave me the vision to this, it was just a matter of like laying the foundation. In my mind, like when I first talked to Margot, I said, I'm not trying to make no money. I'm not trying to make this just about me and the Detour program, because there's power in numbers. And my thing was, if everybody can take a little section and then we can all make it one big thing. And so that's how I'm still reaching out to people. Just be involved. The more of us it is, the more it'll get heard, the more lives we can save. The kids need to know somebody's listening.
What can you tell to the mother who wants to address bullying appropriately?
not smack the other parent.
Yeah, because I know like when I talked to my mom, it was only because I felt bad because
No,
my baby's little. I'm like,
But your
he's
mother,
he's
that's the
only
mother
in
bearing
second
you.
grade, right? This is my first, and my daughter, she's like, "Come on, mama, let's go get him." And I'm like, "Calm down, little one." You know, but my
She's not
son,
even in school.
he's not as assertive. Like he'll,
Right.
you know, he can handle his. He's like, "Mom, I got it," but yet, you know, like what advice could you give to a mother who needs to do it the appropriate way?
Well, what are the steps?
What do we do first?
I'm going to say, first of all, it just depends on the level of where your child's at. If your child is talking death, if your child is talking suicide, get them help. Call the suicide prevention center. Take them to a hospital. It seems rough, but we have to save them right then. Once we get them on level ground, then it's about speaking to their worth or to their value. So it's like, you know, again, they look at you, your mom, you have to say it.
Okay.
Right? So it's about giving them the skills to realize it. Look in the mirror. Tell me what you see. Ask them. Define yourself. A lot of times, if you tell somebody, give me 3 words that define yourself that doesn't have anything to do with appearance or beauty. Right? And that's grown people.
Yeah.
Silent, crickets. Right? So we have to give kids those skills. For me, my son, we're reading Purpose Driven Life. Because it's a purpose bigger than us. So I know you think that I'm just telling you this because I'm mom. So now I want you to read. I really want you to explore you. And to me, that's the best thing we can do for our kids. When it gets to that point where we're just mom, we got to give them the tools to find them.
Absolutely.
I think that's a good question too, because it is. I remember I had one of those get in the street moms where it was like when something was going on, she was out there. She was like Z, what you're talking about. She was gonna find the kids, the parents. She didn't care who. She was gonna address it, and that got embarrassing at times. You know, where it would be like we would, you know, hold stuff back sometimes because of that, because we like it's what we got to deal with is gonna be worse if you go handle this.
And that is correct. So that's why when you asked in the beginning, why am I focused on the victim? Because when moms react, when we be emotional, that is taking care of the bully, but it is not doing anything. And like once the seed is planted, now we have to try to kill that seed. We got to try to plant new seeds, so we can beat them up.
Tell it.
Yeah,
you know, because I'm a mom
because your mama
too.
got involved.
Yeah, and then it's like you got to go get your mom. So, you know, here comes another thing. So we got to give them the tools, because once they have that, again, when they love themselves, they can say, I don't care what you say about me. I like what I'm looking like. So that's, again, why it's programming. It's just reprogramming. Once that seed's been planted, you got to pull the weeds.
Have you guys seen the video on Facebook that's going on with a young man? And he's talking. He's like, I don't care what my shoes look like. I don't care what my shirt looks like. I'm here to learn.
Yes.
I love that.
It's on Facebook?
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's been going viral. I don't even know how old he is. Maybe about 10 or 11.
Little.
How long is it?
It's not that long. If I find it,
I'm
I'll
kind
post
of a fan of school uniforms for that reason.
Yes.
You know, I'm a big person about self-expression and individualism, but I hate it in that context in terms of where it becomes a distraction and it becomes a mechanism for differentiating and picking on people.
Absolutely.
Anyway,
no, it is. Yeah. Again, it goes back to people talking about things you can't change. I can't change if I'm not working, or even if I'm working. I can't afford to buy clothes and shoes, you know, things like that. So, again, it's just, we got to teach people it's okay to be where you are.
Right.
That's right.
Especially one thing I hate is like when I see people making fun of kids like with disabilities and different things like that. Yeah, so I mean, that was the one thing like growing up in my school that I didn't join in. I didn't like that, because there'd be like a dude that would come and he was like mildly retarded, or you know, or you know, in a special class, and then there's a mix there, so you don't know what the severity of the person's learning disability. It could look like totally normal, but just have a slight learning disability or whatnot, all the way to the extreme. So you got those kids, and a lot of them were bullies, because a lot of them were like the jock types and whatnot.
We used to represent each other. Like, you ain't gonna mess with one of us. I was in them classes. That's
the relationship.
And that's what we had. We were like, oh, so you messing with him? For real, we had a dude named Tally Mark, because every time he did math, he used to have tally marks. And they used to call him Tally Mark. We were like, well, at least he can count.
Right.
But the funniest thing is when that payback kind of happens unexpectedly.
Yeah.
So it was like this kid and they was making fun of him, you know, because he was wearing the Superman cape or whatever, you know, and just running around the school. And this one dude decided to like push him, you know, and he beat that kid up, man. And I was mad because then that dude parent want to come to the school mad because, you know, somebody, this mildly retarded kid beat up your son. But your son was bullying that kid and teasing him about his cape and everything. So he had to show you that he really Superman.
Yeah. And I remember, as you were speaking, I was thinking about these teachers that are bullying. That sucks. I remember a teacher was saying some mean things about this little boy in one of the classes, and he actually recorded it, and they were able to take that teacher to court on harassment. But do you think that's, well, I don't want to say, do you guys think teachers are still bullying students, or...
You gotta look at it. You gotta.
Seed planners.
They're seed planners.
Here's my thing. I gotta approach it from my point of view.
Okay.
Like, so I look at it like, you know, I could deal with my kids, but I can't deal with everybody else's kids.
There you go.
So I can't be no teacher because then I don't want to sit around. You know, some kid irritates you or get up under your skin, you might say, sit your little blah, blah, blah down.
Everybody
and that could be right,
teachers.
Exactly. But you got a lot of people that are teachers that's not meant to be teachers, and then you kind of need them because it's underpaid. Who wants to go do that and sit and have to deal with your kids all day? So I get it, but at the same time, it ain't right. You know, it's
a systemic failure.
Right.
It's like with police. You know, we're asking a lot and we're not compensating well, and so what we're asking is not being achieved often.
Yes.
That is correct. And as far as the schools and school teachers, you know, that lies within the school boards. And I always am an advocate, get out and vote, especially for our school boards. And I'm voting Erica Nichols for Roosevelt School District, just to put that out there.
I actually knew of, it's interesting, I talked about this real recently for some reason, but I knew there was a gym teacher who I didn't get along with at all. And I was, you know, my parents taught me to never let anybody push you around at all. So I got kicked out of his class really quick. Like, I had to take a different gym class because he was the type, he grabbed me one time and said everything that I knew how to say. But I found out later that just what you're talking about. We had a pretty large Cambodian and Vietnamese refugee population and Laotian at our school, and there was one kid who was also hard of hearing. He was deaf in one ear and whatnot, and so he kind of, when he talked, you could hear, you know, that, and he had English as a second language and all that. So he got picked on by some people and whatnot. And I used to kind of look out for him and stuff. Like what you're talking about, Teddy Bear. It's like a family thing. When you get taught that at home,
right?
You don't ever say anything. You don't take advantage. You don't make fun of this stuff. You don't.
Right.
Yeah, and you know, you look out for these people and that kind of stuff. So I used to look out for him. And later I found out after the fact that gym teacher took him into the closet and like threatened him and was like, you know, you're nothing. You're never going to be anything. Wow. If you're so tough, hit me right now. You're not going to do it because you're a punk and you know, whatever. And then shut the door and left him in there. And did, you know, just
that's crazy.
And this is the kind of stuff. And he did. And then so listen, I found out later he did this to another Cambodian kid, or actually the other kid was Laotian, I think. But a similar situation. That same teacher did it. And so I found this out from another friend who's friends with this other individual. So this was the kind of pattern, boy. So I'm wondering, this is two people that we know of that he did this to, and it was the same kind of demographic, same kind of thing. And I'm wondering what was the real scope of that. Like, if we knew about all of it, how many kids did he really try to do this thing with, where he's picking on the person that is the least able to defend himself and at least able to go and talk to somebody about it and all that kind of thing. And you know, who knows what was in his head.
And you know, I think about things like that. That's why in planning this event, I just opened it up. Because we don't know who's been hurt. Right. We don't know who's feeling low about themselves. That's why we have to support it as a community, so no one feels like, oh, they're going to see me.
Right.
You see what I mean? We need the important people who we deem as esteemed. Those are the people we need there, so people don't feel out of place. They feel like they're just there, but we know they're really getting some healing.
I just feel like as a child, you have you're supposed to have a safety net. So, you know, you practice that, walking that tight wire, and it's like, it's okay if you fall because you can get back up and try it again. This is your training for life, and there's too many kids out there walking without a safety net.
Arizona alone is high.
There's nobody out there catching them, and so they slip through the cracks, and so that's why I really love your event. I know we getting close to that time or whatnot, but yeah, I just any kind of final words, things that you want to put out there, energy you want to just
No, I just want everybody to come support this event. Even if you feel like you don't need it, do it for the people who do need it, because they may not want to come. They don't want to feel like they're on the spot. So if everybody come, no one feels singled out.
Right.
And so ideally I would just like to see Arizona stand up for the children, stand up so the kids know you have people to talk to. Let them see your faces, to know even if you feel like you don't want to talk to mom, there's people out here who's listening. And I just want to thank everybody who's supporting, the vendors who's already booked tables, Sabria's Bling, who's made our bullying shirts. We also have Miss Kim with Zuri Circle, who's coming out vending. We have Black Wall Street Phoenix, who's really been, Miss Rochelle's really
Rochelle,
been,
love Rochelle,
helping get this out there. She's really big about helping our community. And again, like Brother Anthony, you guys, I just want to thank everybody who's doing their part to help get this out there, and everyone who's going to help stand up.
That's awesome. And just give us the times and location. Well, I know what you know about so far.
October 6th to the 9th.
6th to
through
the
9th. Thursday, we're at the Wyndham Gardens at 6:30 p.m. We'll be starting. We'll have DJ Young South, Paul Torres on the ones and twos, turning it up. Old school spoken word. Friday will be at a location we'll let you know later. It'll be a community event with food, vendors, fun for the kids. And on Saturday will be our main event at the Wyndham Gardens, starting early. Breakfast will be served from 8 a.m. to 9. At 9 a.m. we will be getting started. So I encourage everyone to come out and be ready to roll.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Beautiful. I think this is great. I love what you're doing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm glad, and I got somebody to talk to about how y'all be picking on me.
Yes.
Do you see how they even feel guilty about it? Did you see how they just come up? They was like, "Hey man, I was talking about Teddy's shirt the other day." See, I'm glad y'all noticing it.
Z feels real good.
Yeah, I do.
You know what? I know what I got to do to show Z to get her feelings out. I just got to go swim out in the ocean. And then I'm like, she does care. I ain't gonna save you, but I wish you wouldn't have went that far.
It's all
man, don't feel good about that. No. She didn't even, after a minute, she was out there pointing out other stuff wasn't even you. Like, no, come back, Bowie. Come back. Random walrus out there fighting with a beach ball.
He is so funny. That's funny. That's funny.
I can't stand y'all.
Wow.
We love you, Teddy B. We're glad you made it.
We sure do. Thank you, Teddy, for introducing us.
Yes.
Yeah, hey, you know.
Yeah, this is a great who's who. Who's who? It's Erica Watley.
Who that's right. Who that?
That's who it is.
That's right. So y'all, also it's hump day, so later on we'll have Let's Do Lunch at 12
Nice. I'm hungry already.
I know, right?
For real.
And we also got our events. Purses with Purpose is still going on, so please support that. I'm not Guarded Hope, shout out to Guarded Hope. You can donate those gently used purses or new purses here at the station.
Yes.
Jabbar's Hookah